Hi, this is Elliot Wave Sage. I want to go ahead and do a market update. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. So Elliot Wave Sage has tried to warn you. I tried to raise the alarm bells and let people know where we were heading. And sure enough, we are there. But unfortunately, this is just the start. We have to go back in time to when I started my channel in the Santa Rally in this area, where I gave my channel because there was so much bad advice on the internet about going long, except for a few accounts. Probably the same accounts actually saying we're going lower. We were calling the alarm bells here, and I had to do my channel for all the bad advice. And we rode this bear market out really nicely for the most part, with a couple hiccups in the call here and there. I think this bounce what was a trapped in that, but then everything else we kind of got all the swings, called a melt up, got death threats for calling the melt up for whatever reason, and now here we are at the top. And we know we're coming down to these lows here, because the problem is we have an unorthodox bottom with no capitulation. You know, some people say, well, that's because the VIX didn't spike. I just say the RSI didn't reset. So one of the same thing. And so therefore, there's a lot of buyers trapped. There's a lot of people that weren't ready to sell, and those people will now sell. And this is going to be a sad situation that's going to happen and develop. And we have confirmation of where we're heading on Friday. The IWM broke the October low. It broke it, guys. The October low is broken. We forecasted that break from here. In my videos, I kept saying it would be the first to see the break. And then what did I say would happen after we break? Uncontrollable selling. And I believe that's what we'll be going into next. Because now you have massive overhead supply here. Not to mention what you have people trapped here. And then you have people that bought here. And now they're going to be underwater. All those people are going to be selling. So we are in this 1-2-1-2 crash setup. I believe we'll have massive downside potential in the next coming weeks in the Russell. And we're heading down to Russell 120. But more than likely 110. We're at 162. You can do the math. That's a massive amount of downside left to go in this market. So really, until these targets are hit, I have no business really trying to be an investor in this market other than short opportunities. Because there's no way the Russell will come down here and these indices are going to pump or stay the same. So this is showing you where the market's going. We broke the low. We've had this count forever. We knew it would break given this unorthodox bottom. And now here we are. 1-2-1-2. So why do we not think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 and we're in wave 5? You know, why do we not think that? Well, there's a couple reasons why. I think the best way to explain that is in the Qs. So the first thing to show in the triple Qs on the daily is divergence was erased on Friday, as you can see. Here and here. Now that that divergence is erased, there is no more fifth wave in the NASDAQ. You cannot label this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 using my system. There is no 5 swings. It is now a 1, 2, 1, 2. So therefore, I'm labeling the rest of the market with the IWM breaking now in waterfall territory, with the Qs now erasing divergence, also with its own massive overhead supply, with really no support until you get to 334, possibly lower, 311. This is the label. So you'll have to do what's best for you. So I've got a 1-2-1-2. We've had tons of bear wedges and flags to trade off of here and short. So many opportunities. You had a wedge, you had a little flag here, you had another little flag here, and I believe we're even in a 15-minute flag right now. More classic flag here. So you just got to do what's best for you. Just, trade these flags, it. It hits that resistance and you short. It's that simple. It's been playing out. It's been easy money, and I think it will continue to be easy money if you're a day trader. That's how I trade this market. So that's how I look at it. Bounces are there. They're short. There's too much overhead supply trapped. Any rally should fail. And even if this turns out to be a deeper retrace of 2, I've got another buy area, a short area right here, ready to go. But I don't think so. SPY, again, looking at the 1 2 1 2 count, 1 2, and now this one needs a rally, I think, a stronger wave 2, 1 2 3 4 5, and then I believe around Tuesday that should do it. So this would be an area that's short. The only way to negate this, I think, would be to be close above 417, and then expect the back test and the back test to hold, and then you could try to long that back test to negate the 1 2 1 2 count and have it become a 1 2 3 4 5 count. But if you look at this internals of this wave, it's only 3, so the chances are you need a 4 and a 5. So if this is if you believe this is a 5th wave, we should get a 4 and a 5. But by the time you do that, I believe the daily divergence will erase as well and negate that. So I don't think the 5th wave. I think the 5th wave is now not likely anymore. So this is where we are. This is what we got. Dow Jones, a little different count. 1 2, same thing. They fought like hell to keep this trend line up and support it here, and they fell. And we tried to come up the back test, and now it's just 3. I want to see a gap and run to define the 3 of 3, and then we could start labeling the 4s and 5s. So we're looking for a gap down and close below without filling the gap, and then we can label our first 3 and 4, and I feel confident. If we don't get that, more than likely it's just another 1 2 extension. That's what I want to see. A gap down and close. Open the morning, gap down big, close big. Then we can label 4s and 5s across the market. Until then, it's 1 2 1 2 counts everywhere, even in the Russell. So anyway, so guys, that's it. I wish I had better news, but don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say you didn't have your opportunities. And yes, will we buy again? Sure, we'll buy again. But we don't know, and we still don't know about this market, is what the longer term count is going to end up being. I have it labeled as an impulse down, which would complete the bear market, right? This will complete the bear market and give us something like that. That would complete the bear market. The other alternative is it's going to do something like this, and then complete the bear market later, like that. So we don't know. We don't know until we get down to this area, but we'll worry about that when we get there. But that area would be, like I said, 380s, 385, that area. That'd be a tough decision to press your luck or to go long and try to play for this. It's tough. We'll have to wait and see. But I think for the most part, the Russell's telling you that this move probably isn't going to happen, and we're in this move. We're in that move because of where the Russell is now, breaking the low. So that's how I look at the market right now. And any rally is to be shorted. And I would say that trying to time when you get the waterfall sell-off is really tough. But I think it's close. I think it's soon. But you're going to have to do what's best for you. But as each day passes, it gets closer and closer. The line gets steeper and steeper down in trajectory as well. So until the Russell is down here, if you're a long-term investor, I wouldn't be touching the market with capital. I would be trading the market, but I wouldn't be buying and holding for months and months until we get down here. That's so now we have a target on the indices in this, and then I believe all the other indices will eventually break that low too. The question is it going to bounce at 385, or is it going to just rip down and crash here? Don't know, but my money is whatever's going to happen, it's going to be what everyone least expects. And right now, there's still just too much talk about buying the dip, about a pump, about catching on. When am I going to start hearing on the internet from all the guys saying, we need to short this thing tomorrow. We need to short on open. What are we doing? Buy puts, buy the. Where is all that talk? Guys, look where we've come from. Look what we've been doing. And we're still not talking about buying puts. Like, what is it going to take? Are we going to be down here and then it's going to be like, oh yeah, buy puts, buy puts? I mean, this is why I laugh. It's comical when I see people getting advice on Twitter, man, and on stock twits and stuff from people with all these followers. It just laughs. I laugh how obvious the setup to the downside is, just as obvious as it was up here when I started my channel. But anyway, I do think we have a tragedy, catastrophe coming, and some news triggering event that will cause the rapid collapse of the indices in the next, let's say 30 days, but highly dangerous in the next 7 to 14. But if you really want to target, you could say potentially right after Halloween or Halloween when this too finishes. There could be, like I said, a catastrophe in the market for some reason. Don't know. Do what's best for you. Could it be Apple's earnings? Could it be the AI bill they're going to restrict? Could it be Hamas in the war? Could it be China just decides to pull the trigger on Taiwan? No one knows. But something catastrophic is about to happen in this market that cause say uncontrollable selling, free fall selling. It's sad, but that's what's coming. But the great thing is, with every crash, there's opportunity for those that are patient and don't buy the dip too soon. Just remember, the most people lose the most money in a market crash by trying to catch the fallen knife too soon, because the prices seem to be too good. As if we start to unravel, Luna was an extreme example in crypto. A lot of people that lost all their money didn't buy it at the peak. They tried to buy it halfway through the crash, and then it went to zero. Now, I'm not saying the indices will go to zero, but what I'm saying is what you got to be really careful of is if we get to this 385 area, people start buying it, and then there's some domino falls, and then we just get a massive candle down like that. That's how most people will end up losing and blowing up their accounts. That's why we have to be really careful here, and not be stupid with just long in everything. Even though technically this would be the right area for a nice bounce or a bounce to new highs, I worry that there could be a trigger, another snowball event, bank failure or something that could just really waterfall, and then you're trapped. So we'll have to be careful there. Anyway, that's the market right now. As I see it, I don't see 5 waves. I see a crash ready to happen at any moment. You'll have to do what's best for you, and it's going to be a very treacherous week. And we'll have to wait and see. Now, Bitcoin is struggling. Eventually, it will give up the ghost with a big fat candle down. Just don't know when. I don't think it's going to negate this high flat pattern. Gold was really a lot of FOMO in the gold. You look at it, it really, we missed our short area, but on Friday we tagged it exactly. It'll be interesting to see if that is it for gold now. Will be interesting. I am not a believer in this rally in gold at the moment, given where the dollar index is going, and silver is not confirmed it, and it's still weak. The dollar index is actually pretty strong, and we just had a back test. We'll see if that holds. If it does, we could get a nice spike higher in the dollar index. Nice risk off type of move. Then the VIX, actually closed, made a higher high, while the indices were dropping here. This is a bullish setup in the VIX. I don't believe that's now negated. So we back test it, and now it looks like, again, 5 waves up. Again, the VIX wants a 3 of 3 moment to come out of this. It wants this area bad. 10-year, again, is playing around with this support area. And, I do think there is something to be said that you get a little bit of a risk-off trade where bonds rally, because this could still be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move. So it's really a coin flip, but based on the nature of the correction that I have seen in the bear market since this whole thing started, my guess is bonds will fall in price and not rise, and not be a safe haven. Just because of the relationship I've seen earlier. What would negate that is if we can still close red and we take out this support area, becomes resistance once again, then I would go back and look for more upside in the TLT and bonds, and then we'll be looking at a drop to 4.3, possibly all the way back down as low as 3.2 as we retrace this whole rise. So we don't know, but just keep an eye on it. I don't like trading bonds because of this reason, but I won't be surprised to see bond rates do something like that and get this jump as the indices crash downward. I won't be surprised to see that, but you got to do what's best for you. I'm not going to be playing around in the bond market. I'm looking for short opportunities. That's what I'm looking for. Intraday, we had a great one, right, on the NASDAQ. We had a really I think it was NASDAQ had it yesterday. Yeah, this flag up into this area, and then it broke down. So it was a nice intraday short here. Got the breakdown covered, and depending on how much leverage you used, you made a lot of money, because these patterns are all breaking bearish, guys. If you haven't noticed, the patterns are breaking bearish. These patterns are breaking bearish. So play the pattern. You don't need a lot of technical indicators and fancy stuff. You could just play these patterns, A, B, C, D, E, and then play the pattern. They're all been breaking bearish. If you've been playing the patterns, you've been rewarded since July. So we'll see how this goes. Oil was pumping because the war got a little bit worse, but we knew that this was finished impulse. I would still be worried about oil. There is demand problems with the producers missing earnings. So there's problems out there. So just be careful in oil. Deflationary. So I think that's it for my weekend video. So I think in conclusion, I want to say that I can't stress enough how dangerous the market conditions are, how dire, and you may only have one more day to sell, which would be like Monday, how the setup could be, Tuesday or Wednesday, you get a massive flush. I just can't stress enough. And I don't know the trigger event that will cause such a panic. You did get a lot of panic on Apple's earnings last Q3 and the dot-com bust, and created a calamity. I don't like this Apple chart. I mentioned it earlier. They are reporting Thursday. It looks like to me a 1-2-1-2. It just looks so dangerous, like it's just gonna free for all. I just worry. And then when I go to like AMD, it looks like it needs a free fall drop, breaking a trend line, breaking the low. Nvidia broke the neckline, and back test could have been a great short on Friday. to play this drop. I just see too much danger in this market right now. And so I would not take the long side. I would just wait for short opportunities on rallies. And even if this is wrong and it's a 5-wave move, then the rally will be bigger, but it will fail too and go back down and just give you another opportunity to short. That's all it will do if we do rally, and this is not the right count. But this is how I'm trading it, guys. I'm waiting for rallies to short. I'm not like in long plays unless they're intraday trades, or I know what I'm doing, but I very quick longs, in and out type longs if I'm going to do it. But I'm definitely not. I'm really concerned about a breakdown, and especially the Russell and the attack of race and divergence makes me believe that the fireworks we haven't even seen the show. We haven't seen it. It hasn't started. So anyway, guys, like I said, just be careful and know that we're in a bear market. It's always been a bear market. Bear markets usually don't finish like this with this kind of bottom. And now we're going to get the capitulation move that's been missing. That's what we're going to get. And like I said, if we bounce at 385 here, we will have an epic crash. I mean, just it will be breathtaking. We'll get up to like 495-ish, and then we would have essentially a straight down crash all the way back down to 328. It'd be a sight to be seen if that's how it goes down. And that very well could be it. Like I said, we could see this. And then something like that. Just keep that in mind. And like I said, though, if you ever get trapped in a flat, know what it is. Don't panic. But you're going to have to ride it out. You know, if you get trapped in a flat. You get trapped in a flat. That's some Bitcoin, guys. You guys, if you're FOMO'd into Bitcoin or you're long into Bitcoin, and you get trapped in this flat, recognize it's a flat, which means more than likely this low will hold. But you're going to be in for a wild ride down, and you're just going to have to either add more or just turn your computer off and come back in a 6 or 7 months, because that's all this is going to end up being, is a flat, which I think will play out. But I do think this low will hold now, given this higher high sequence. So I'm looking for this flat and in something like this in crypto. All right, guys, that's what I've got. Talk to you later.